You ready?
See, it doesn't.
I'm ready. Presumption.
Hey,
I would think so.
Let's not set up on it. Meeting will come to order, please. Johanna, would you please read the statement of compliance?
The notice requirements of the Open Public Meeting Act for this meeting have been satisfied. A copy of the annual meeting notice was sent to the Atlantic City Press, Star Ledger, posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building, the municipal website, and filed in the office of the municipal clerk. Please turn off all electronic devices.
Thank you, Johanna. Would you all please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Attention, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will you call the roll, please?
Mayor Becker.
Here.
Commissioner Amadeo.
Here.
Commissioner Blumberg.
I'm here.
Before we begin, go any further with this meeting, I'd like you all to join me in a moment of silence. The city has lost a great employee, friend, and residence. Joseph Cosmo Marinelli passed away on the 24th. He was a good employee and a good friend. Let's honor his memory, please. Thank you. We have before us for approval, excuse me, the minutes of our August 19th meetings. What is your pleasure?
I'll make a motion, we approve those.
I'll second.
Mayor Becker.
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo.
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg.
Yes.
Before we go to public comment, there will be no meeting in 2 weeks on the 16th. That's the date of Yom Kippur. The meeting has been scheduled for the following week, the 23rd, same time. Thank you. At this point, we'll open for public comment. You may, 3 minutes, speak on any subject. Your name and address, please.
Donna Tasca, 301 North Claremont. Before I begin, I don't know if any of you have seen the Atlantic City Press this morning. I bought an extra copy in case anyone here didn't see it. I think it's getting ridiculous. I appreciate what Scott Abbott said, but I'd like to correct you on one thing. You said you're very sympathetic with us. Well, sympathetic is great, but that ran out 6 months ago. The first 3 months, it was fine. Now we're into 9 months of it, and nothing is being done. This does not look good for the city of Margate. Everyone's saying the city wants to help us. Well, let's help us, and you go chase the contractor. We didn't buy that house to live here permanently as residents, to have to put up with this and know that we're going to have to move out of our home because it's going to have to be destroyed and rebuilt. I just don't think it's fair. Sympathy ran out the door 6 months ago. And it's not fair because if it keeps up, my neighbor behind me, her house is receding more and more. Every time it rains, the cracks in her driveway and her foundation on the one side is gone. You people are going to have to replace 2 homes, not 1. And I just don't think it's fair. I mean, last week we went and took our taxes and paid our taxes. We got to pay our homeowners insurance, and we're not even going to have a home to live in for 9 months. And I just don't want to hear sympathy anymore. I want to see action, and I think the city can give it to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tyson. We are trying, Ms. No, okay. Any other public comment? Please come forward. Your name and address, please.
Hi, my name is Angela Paul, address 211 North Huntington Avenue in Margate. I am here because there is something going on down here, Ventnor, Longport, Margate, that I was unaware of. I was unaware that people were trying to get rid of the bunnies that are overtaking the city. they were taking it upon themselves to put down rat poisoning. Had I known this, I would have not walked my dog. This was trouble last week, okay? 8 years old. He had a good 6 years left to live, okay? This is trouble today. He's dead. And I can't get him back, and I blame myself because I didn't know that this was going on. There are other ways of getting rid of the rabbits, but poisoning them is not one of them. They're going to eat it, they're going to go poop in someplace else, so not even the person that lays it down is going to get caught. We don't know who's laying it down. I know the guy across the street from me has 2 dogs. He wouldn't dare walk his dogs on his own property. He found a dead rabbit there. I don't know if he put the poison there to keep away from his flowers, because he said, I got to get rid of these bunnies. They're eating all my flowers. And then I have another one 2 doors away from me that 3 days ago removed his headstone that said, here lies the last dog that pooped on my lawn. It is gone now. I don't know. I don't trust these people. So many people I know now, they're not taking their dogs home. They don't trust them to walk them in Margate. I am devastated. All I wish is that I knew it was happening. And here, everybody else seems to know they're like, oh yeah, I heard about that. Well, why the hell didn't you tell me? I want to walk my dog. I think a letter has to go out to all of the taxpayers and maybe to every address, just saying that this is a potential hazard to children and animals, and, do what you have to do. And the other thing that has to be done is somebody has to come up with a way to get rid of these animals. There's humane ways of getting rid of these animals. Call the Humane Society. Ask them what to do. But I lost my love and my life on August 26th. And I just wanted you to know that. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry for your loss, ma'am. Any other public comment?
Name's Dennis.
You look like you were sitting on a fence.
No. Dennis Gorniewski, 7702 Amherst Avenue. I'd like to thank Mr. Becker and Mr. Dennis for coming out to see the home there in this new Amherst project. Still don't believe that it's going to work until I'll wait till the blacktop's down. But I do have a question concerning what Donna was saying about this project and getting some sort of restitution done by Mathis and Travelers. Has the city held payment to Mathis for the project on Amherst Avenue? It's a question.
Ed,
I can answer, you can answer. So we are holding retainage on the project, so yes, we do have retainage in the contract that they haven't been paid for. They have been paid for the work, the construction work, the road work that was done. By law, we have to pay them. There's what's called a prompt payment law, and you can't withhold their payment if the work that they did was completed. So, but there is retainage on the contract that's being held.
Okay, but what percent, is it a large percentage? Have we paid them 70%, 50%, 40? That's my concern, is that if they have not been paid because of what they have done to our homes, then there's some recourse that we have that maybe they'll negotiate for it. But if we're talking about 5% or 10%,
That's what you're talking
Yeah,
we're
it's-
talking about 5 or
it's-
10% then.
2%, set by law.
2%.
That's set by law as well.
That's-
Yep.
So they've gotten the majority of the work payment for a job that wasn't well done. We knew at that time, on the 15th of February, homes were destroyed and properties were damaged, but we continue to pay them even though. But they can hold out on negotiations like they've been doing, sending out estimates that are well below 80% of what the value of the damage has been done.
You mean Travelers?
travelers. Well, Mathis is part of this because Mathis is using travelers. When I use that term, I'm
That's who
using them.
insures us as well. We have insurance
Well,
agreement.
I'm just saying is that the fact is that they're offering 20% on a dollar. We paid them 98% on the dollar. What's the initiative for them negotiating? They're not gonna negotiate now if you're telling me it's 2%. So we're talking a couple $1,000.
$200,000.
What's that?
I believe it's 190,000.
I believe it is a six-figure sum. It's a big job.
I understand, but they got a big payment too. You're telling me 98%.
Not to argue with you,
You
debate,
know.
but if you don't pay them anything, we're violating our contract. Plus, the job doesn't get done, and we have an open street.
We had an open street from February 15th until they
Not
came
open
back
yet.
and the work that was done there is not a good job either.
No argument.
Okay, all right, well,
Okay.
it's like, I'm saying,
Thank you.
I'm
I
with
hate,
you.
I hate to tell you that your time is up. The clock's not working today, so I'm the
all
official
right,
timekeeper.
well, I would just like to say is that there's some way to look into this, to,
We're gonna be
legally.
discussing it in executive session later on today.
It's on, it's there, okay.
Once
Thank
we
you.
get through with this meeting, we're gonna go into that.
all right.
Any other public comment, please?
Mayor, I just have one thing I forgot to add. Fire Chief Dan Adams, 615 North Douglas. Last Friday, when our lifeguards, along with probably 44 other lifeguards, 45 other lifeguards across New Jersey, covered for the funeral in Cape May for the Cape May lifeguard that tragically lost his life. One of our local businessmen, Tim Wainwright, owner of Dino's, provided 50 bagged lunches with subs, chips, and waters. And he provided that through the fire department, and myself and firefighter Brian Duffy drove down to Cape May and delivered those lunches to each and every one of the lifeguards. And they were all appreciative, but that just shows you the type of business people we have in our community and the type of community this is. They're always looking out for other people and always trying to do right. And thank you to Tim Wainwright and Dino's for stepping up and doing that.
Totally agreed. Thank you, Chief. Any other public comment? Motion to close public comments.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Mayor Becker,
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo,
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg,
Yes.
We'll now open public comment on resolutions and ordinance up for adoption. Is there any public comment? There being no comment, is a motion to close this section? of
I'll make
public-
that motion. Second.
Mayor Becker,
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo.
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg.
Yes.
Johanna, please
May I have
continue.
May I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 12-2021, an ordinance adding chapter 111, construction general requirements of the code of the city of Margate City, county of Atlantic, state of New Jersey.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker.
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo.
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg.
Yes.
May I have a motion for resolution number 174, 2021, authorizing payments of claims?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker.
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo.
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg.
Yes.
Resolution number 175, 2021 has been pulled from the agenda. We're awaiting the list of approved vendors. May I have a motion for resolution number 176, 2021 through resolution number 186, 2021?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion for resolution number 178, 2021, declaring closed session?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes, and I think that's 187.
187.
There's some dyslexic people.
Some.
Thank you, Johanna. Is there any other comments or business? Maury?
No, nothing.
John?
Thank you.
fine, Mayor, thank you.
Is there a motion to go into closed session?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
To the public, we're going to have to go into closed session. We have to ask you to please leave. We will reconvene to adjourn the meeting after the closed session. Thank you very much.
One thing I just want to add is this is a perfect example of why it is so important to have that indemnification language and insurance in a contract. So, thankfully, it wasn't there, and the city is protected, but going forward, not only in just with the contracts that we deal with Ed, but all the contracts in the city, this is why, we asked for it, so.
Okay.
Ready? Go.
I'll make a motion that we come back into regular session.
I'll second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Okay. Scott?
Okay, for the record, we've come out of executive session. We discussed the possible litigation and possible different courses of action and strategy dealing with our ongoing Amherst Avenue struggle and Mathis Construction Company and the damage that has been done to a number of homes in that area. We're going to move forward. My direction is to sit down with our recently assigned JIF attorney. We will be forwarding a letter to Mathis, and don't put that on record, or we can put that up. We're demanding that they do everything necessary to fix that home. And we are exploring the feasibility of the city involving itself litigation-wise to force the repair of these homes. And now that we have our JIF attorney assigned, we feel somewhat confident and that we can go forward without jeopardy on that aspect of it. And we understand the pain that the people were suffering there. I know they want to hear it, that we're sympathizing, but we're doing everything feasibly possible to try to help out.
Right.
And we'll take that action next week.
Thank you, Scott. Is there any other business?
I'll make a motion, we close.
I'll
the
second.
meeting.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
All right.